Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would record my training for you guys today because the weather was favorable. Now, I'm really fatigued because you guys know I'm squatting and pressing and doing some type of pull pretty much every day, and I'm doing heavy singles on everything. Now, I've been adjusting my technique a bit on my squat with the help of a well-known strength and conditioning coach who's offered me a few pointers, who has well over a 300 kilo high bar squat himself. And I'm doing a bit better. I'm able to get deeper now, although with the deeper range of motion, I'm really having more problems with forward lean. I'm really struggling to keep my chest up, and it's something I'm going to have to work on in the future. And as you guys can see, as I get more fatigued, it becomes a bit more pronounced, like on the third heavy set with 200 kilos on these pause squats. And then you'll notice it when I do the back off set in a minute, particularly the last rep. It's getting really excessive. And for a high bar squat, that's just way too much forward lean. So it's something that I need to work on quite a bit. And it's going to be more pronounced because I don't have a belt on, but that's still no excuse. But overall, I was happy with the strength and the power. I'm still getting used to the new stance. You notice mainly my stance is different. I brought my heels out a little more, trying to find that sweet spot to let me squat deeper to get in between my legs so that there will never be any questions about me hitting depth at a meet. And the other thing is, I was really tired on my pressing today, and some of you may or may not be aware, I'm obviously cutting now. I'm on low carbs, I'm cutting. I did 2 hours of cardio yesterday after doing that heavy pause squat that you guys saw on video. And I'm on reduced calories, and I'm on 50 grams of carbs a day. So it is adding up, it is getting fatiguing, and I definitely felt it on this workout, particularly on the pressing. And it's also because I am not blasting any supplements right now. Because my hematocrit levels were at 55% on my blood work, I simply need to stay at a maintenance level of testosterone. A lot of you may not be aware, I actually have a legitimate TRT prescription. So right now I'm pretty well maintaining it at cruise. So I'm training heavy with heavy singles 6 days a week. I'll be doing a couple hours of cardio every day in a calorie deficit without having large amounts of exogenous hormones in my body. And so it does take its toll. So I have to be very, very careful in how I auto-regulate this training at this point, because I don't really have a lot of help in my recovery from food, drugs, anything. So I have to pay attention to things, and I really felt my shoulders really fatigued from the heavy, high volume behind the neck presses I did yesterday, and I really felt it on my bench press, which you guys will notice when I get up to it here in a minute. But you'll also see on this final set of squats, you'll notice, just watch closely and you'll see as I start to get fatigued here, because I'm quite fatigued at this point after the 3 heavy singles, and you'll notice my forward lean just gets more and more excessive. So it's really something I need to work on. And it's primarily an issue of me needing to get tighter up top. I need to get my upper back and my scapula tighter, and it's something I'm struggling with at the moment. And I think if I can sort that out, I'm good for that alone. Will give me another 10 to 15 kilos on my max squat if I can just sort that issue out. And it's just going to take time and practice. I'm going to have a lot of days where I come in and go a lot lighter than I have been doing to pull that off. And I recorded one of the warm-ups here on the bench. And as you guys can see, I'm doing really, really long pauses on these. That's why I'm not hitting quite the same weights you guys are used to me doing reps with, because the long pauses are making it harder. But I want to get more explosive out of the bottom, and so that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now on the bench. And I'll work on weak points in it after I finish my cut, when I'm able to build muscle a bit easier. Oh, and the other thing that people are asking is, why do I lower the bar so slowly? I don't do that intentionally, guys. I really wish I could double or triple the speed of the eccentric. It is a mental hang-up, and it's something I'm really, really struggling to get over. It's probably my biggest weak link in my bench press. If I could just get myself under control, still lower this bar at least twice the speed that I'm doing it now, again, that would probably give me another 5 kilos, maybe 10 kilos on my bench press, because I won't be fatiguing myself as much on the eccentrics. I just can't do it. I'm going to have to drop down and have days where I work with 120 and just dive bomb that eccentric rep so that I can come down faster before the pause. And here, this 145 felt really, really heavy. This was almost pretty well a max for me today, just due to my shoulders just being so fatigued. So I'm going to take tomorrow off from pressing completely, let my shoulders rest, and I'll do some rear delt work and things instead. I came down, I got a good pause, but this felt hard. Remember, I only hit 150 at my meet, and then I failed my third attempt. So this is only 5 kilos under my best at competition at the British last week. And then one more back off set here with 140. And up next we have 3-inch deficit deadlifts, and I don't really have a lot of commentary on these. I was really happy with these. I just ramped up through 3 sets. And I might come in tomorrow. If I take tomorrow off from pressing, I might do a little more volume and go up to like 5 sets on these. I don't know. I'll play it by ear and see how I feel tomorrow. But these went really well. Obviously the final set felt a bit heavy, but again, it's a 3-inch deficit. With a weight I can normally only do 4 to 5 reps with at my absolute best. So, you know, around 85%, but off of a 3-inch deficit made it a bit harder. But these first 2 went up really easy. These were light. 220 was light. This 230 kilo, which is about 510 pounds for people who don't know metric, which you guys really need to learn that shit at this point. There's no excuse for that in 2014. And then this 240 did feel pretty heavy. And the other thing I'm doing, I'm trying to hold them longer on these mech sets at the top, hold the lockout longer because I'm using a lighter weight because of the deficit. And I can take advantage of that to work a little extra grip work in. So I try to hold it at lockout for a little while just to get some extra grip training in so I don't have to do any grip accessory work right now. And it went up pretty good, but it was pretty heavy. It felt heavy. I don't think I could have gone another 10 kilos heavier on this today. At least without turning into one hell of a grinder. So I stopped there. And then up next we do some behind the neck presses. I only did 2 sets of these. I brought my grip out about another inch on each side because I really want my, at the bottom, I really want my forearms about 90 degrees from the floor, and they're almost there. I could stand to come out another inch. And this felt really heavy. This was heavy. I did more volume yesterday on this, and it just really killed my shoulders, so they're going to need a day off. So that felt pretty heavy, and then I came in for my final set. I did 70 kilos and just cranked out 5 reps. So again, only 2 sets on this today. It's really all I could handle, and it was my only real accessory today. And tomorrow I'll probably do some extra back work and some rear delt work and things to make up for it. And people ask me why I'm not doing arm work. Really, I do all my arm work on Saturdays right now. I come in and do a bunch of high rep curls and tricep extensions because that is the day that I carb load on my CKD. So I go ahead and deplete the glycogen in my arms and then refill them, which is why my arms probably look a little bigger this last Sunday during some of the Q&As and other videos. Alright guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative and that you've enjoyed this, and I will talk to you guys next time.